you're doing? I guess most of you are busy getting ready for Christmas as the holiday is around the corner. Look at our house. We have a Christmas tree up. The Santa Claus is out, and pretty much that's all we have for holiday decoration. This year has been a very special year for our family as my husband and I have achieved significant professional and personal goals, and I am very happy to share with you our journey today from where we began to where we are. So yeah, it's pretty much about our American journey. So I began this journey almost over 16 years ago when I first came to the USA as a high school foreign exchange student, living in Wichita Falls with my whole family to attend high school. While being there, I applied to college, get accepted into several four-year institutions, but ended up choosing to go to Austin Community College because it was always my dream to attend UT Austin, which is the flagship university in Texas. But it costs an arm and a leg to begin there as an entering undergraduate student because scholarships were unavailable for entering international freshmen. So Austin Community College turned out to provide a viable pathway for me to achieve my educational goal of transferring into UT. So while at Austin, I met my husband, whose background was also a Vietnamese international student. But unlike myself, he already completed his bachelor's in our home country of Vietnam and only came to the US to pursue his master's degrees in architecture and construction management. While working toward my bachelor's degree, I aspired to get a graduate education. However, at the age of early 20s, I was unsure what I wanted to pursue. So after getting my bachelor's degree in political science, I decided to return to our home country of Vietnam to be with my family, to continue preparing for the GRE, which stands for Graduate Record Examination, and to explore my academic and professional passion. The guy who I fell in love with in Austin quit his job and followed me back to Vietnam. While in Vietnam, I was I was working simultaneously as a full-time translator for a foreign-funded law project and as a part-time ESL teacher for a startup company. Serving as a part-time teacher, I was actually killing two birds with one stone. On one hand, I was able to get an extra income. On the other hand, I was building a professional profile that would perfectly prepare for my graduate school application. Now, knowing that I got my undergraduate degree in the United States, many of you would assume that getting a decent score in the GRE would be a piece of cake. Unfortunately, being able to speak English like this and it's a far cry from performing extraordinary in the GRE. In fact, it was a painful process studying and preparing for the GRE. I was working on it for 3 years with the hope that I will hit the nail on the head, which didn't happen. Still, My GRE scores, along with my other credentials, was able to get into Texas Christian University, or TCU, to pursue a master's degree in educational administration with a full scholarship. So 6 months after I got married, I returned to the US to enroll in the master's program, and 7 months after that, my husband also got back to the US to join me. While working toward my master's degree at TCU, I got actively involved in a wide array of activities, serving as a teaching assistant for an undergraduate course in education, volunteered as a peer educator for the Drug and Alcohol Education Center, raised funds for the university through conversations with alumni and parents, and tutored the local high school students. Halfway into the master's program, I got pregnant with our first child. At that time, my husband started to work on his application for PhD programs, while I was also seeking for job opportunities and look around for several PhD programs as well. While my husband was targeting many universities across the nation, I only applied to 2 universities, one in top 30 in the field of education and another beyond top 100. I didn't get into the more selective school, which turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because the other university gave me a full scholarship in conjunction with a monthly stipend for the course of 4-year PhD education. Meanwhile, my husband secured a job offer in the area, so that meant we would not have to relocate, could remain in the area together to raise the newborn. So 6 weeks after our son was born, I started my PhD program. Long story short, over the course of my PhD pursuit, my husband was working on his professional licensing. So by the time I obtained my doctorate, my husband completed all of his exams and got certified to practice as a professional architect in the state of Texas. To cut to the chase, I will probably talk about my educational experience, especially my PhD journey, another time. But after graduation, I got a postdoctoral fellowship, and our second child just came along unexpectedly, and it's a boy again. So this year, when he turned 10 months old, I landed a position, which is my current fantastic job. 3 months after I began my job, we got our green card through my husband's employment and become permanent resident of the USA. So 16 years since we first arrived in the US, this land of the free and home of the brave has finally officially become our home. And here I am staying in our first owned home and our first home in the US. So yeah, that's the whole 9 yards about my American journey. And on top of all this, I just recently became an aunt to an adorable baby girl. So now, besides these 2 boys, I have a nephew and a niece who I love tremendously. And yeah, I am beyond happy for what has happened to me this year, and I look forward to hearing your story. So if you have anything exciting to share, any important milestone that took place. Please go ahead and share, and happy holidays. Bye.